swallowing that pride and just, the ego has to be offset. Like the ego has to, like you can't carry your ego with you because that's like the ego is running the addiction
Yeah.
essentially.
You gotta have the willingness and you have to believe in something bigger yourself and you have to be honest, right? Like, do you really just want these problems to go away or do you want an actual invest in yourself and give yourself an opportunity? Because like I think you're worth it, but if you don't think you're worth it, you're gonna have to trust us until you can see a miracle yourself.
Yeah.
And like to be honest, like if they're a true drinker, like there's sober programs out there that they need help.
I love you statements that changed how I talk to myself. And I
Mhm.
didn't have a lot of people telling me that they love me and they got me. And so if I can encourage anybody to do anything, it's to remind yourself of your power and step in front of a mirror. And it's going to be so uncomfortable and you're going to hate it and you're probably not going to want to do it. And that's okay, but do it anyway.
You can do this. Like, I have heard so many people's stories where it's just like, holy shit, like what they have been through.
For real.
And yeah, and just to know, like, you don't have to keep digging. You don't have to keep digging down to the bottom of the trenches.
Struggling and they don't know how to get out of this lifestyle that's not really working well for them. That little piece of your brain that's telling you that, maybe you want to shift into something different. There's a lot of people out here that are living a sober lifestyle. I'm pretty sure we all know someone nowadays because of how open a lot of us are on social media and things like that. Why don't you give that person a call or a text, even though it might be hard, because I can guarantee they're not going to judge you if they're in sobriety and had been open about their struggles of the past, that they're going to be not only happy to help you, but it's also going to help them because that's the purpose, the primary purpose.
One of your dear friends found herself in that position and she had called you and you showed up at the house. What would you do or what would you say to your dear friend?
Wake up! Wake up! You're getting comfortable! Comfortability kills dreams!
Now back to your regularly scheduled program.
For other people that are maybe navigating like, oh, am I an alcoholic or do I have a problem? Is like usually if you're questioning it, the answer is usually yes. And to just ask for help. I wanted to make sure to say that. And I love hearing people's stories too. And you can always reach out to me. As I've said, I think that's part of my purpose.
You know, some people, they go all the way down. And that's what it takes for them.
And their deep is deep, honey.
Yep.
How deep they went is how high they're gonna fly too on the other side. So when you see
Yeah.
somebody like you go, man, if you make it out of this alive, you are going to move actual mountains.
There is another side to this coin that you haven't even seen yet, that you don't even know is possible. There is so much love out there waiting for you.
And that's one thing I try to teach is like, what did you used to like to do
Exactly.
before this thing took off on you,
Yes.
like it's like, all right, well, are you into, and maybe you didn't even know you were into art. And so that's great to introduce things, but are you into sports? Like start enjoying your sports again or, whatever it may be. Those things are still ingrained into, the things we love to do. We just kind of lose sight of it when, our addictions take hold. Then it's like, I can't go anywhere and do anything without this because this is what we do. Right. And so it's great to be able to tap back in.